self-realization or Atma Gyan or knowledge of the self is an advanced subject from the viewpoint of Hindu philosophy. Generally, a student will expect a complex explanation and definition of the subject. The gurus in the last several hundred years and even the contemporary gurus have not been able to explain the subject in a simplified manner. Invariably, the present day gurus go into the details of Vedanta, Upanishads, and a host of other scriptures and try to explain the subject in a complex jargon that cannot be understood by common person easily. An average person therefore surrenders to the available views about Hindu thought and philosophy and take the knowledge from the present day gurus as told, but without gaining an in-depth understanding of the subject or its implications in real modern day life. Friends, during the last several hundred years, there have been several Hindu spiritual gurus who have immensely contributed to the knowledge of the masses. However, in their times, modern science had not advanced and little was understood about human body form and intricacies inside human physical body as well as the universe. Even most of the contemporary and present day gurus into the subject have little understanding of the advancements in modern sciences. Although there are several highly qualified gurus in the present times, but even they have studied the subject from the viewpoint of a few scriptures. But there is no study based entirely upon modern scientific discoveries that explains the subject of self-realization and its real implications in modern day present life. Let us see as to what does self-realization mean in literal sense. Self-realization simply means developing an understanding of our own self. How has the life started on this earth? Why we humans are here? What is the purpose of our life? What is our destination? Is there something more than this physical body? And so on. There are many questions in everybody's mind. Today, the only understanding that the world has about life on earth is the theory of evolution as suggested by Darwin in 1859 in his book On the Origin of Species. Broadly, according to this theory, life originated from random mixture of chemicals. First, the simple life forms were formed, followed by more complex life forms. In the sequence described as the process of natural selection, higher complex life forms evolved, and many, including the life form of chimpanzees evolved. From chimpanzees, ultimately, human life form evolved. The scientists reached this conclusion only based on the scientific research, which says that differences in the DNA structures of chimpanzees and humans is just 2%. Viewers who may be interested may search for more information on the subject on the internet. Friends, the most fundamental life forming constituent of any living being, according to modern biology, is the DNA and the billions of different cells in the body of any living being. This almost all of you will know. But at the time the theory of evolution was suggested by Darwin, there was no, I will repeat, no research done on DNA and cell structures of either humans or animals. So Darwin knew almost nothing about the subjects of DNA and cells in living beings. However, over a period of more than 150 years, a lot of research went into the process of evolution. Recent research on DNA of chimpanzees and humans has shown that although the difference in the DNA of chimpanzees and humans is just 2%, the difference is such that this cannot happen through the process of evolution. This is what the modern scientific research is showing. Moreover, research into the cell structures is showing that these different structures of cells, which are billions in numbers, which are fundamental to all life, can never develop through the process of evolution. You will find a whole lot of talks by eminent scientists on the subject. Based on this research, therefore, broadly, the scientists are saying that as of today, the theory of evolution stands largely invalidated. Theory of evolution also fails to answer fundamental questions about the consciousness and intelligence in all living beings, as also a host of other questions about life. In this scenario, when the entire world civilization has understood Darwin's theory as the basis of all existence, today we find ourselves in a very complex situation. The question that now scientists face is that if Darwin's theory is not true, then how life on Earth can be described? Friends, while a lot of research has gone into the physical sciences, over the last 200 years, little or almost no scientific research has been done into spiritual sciences. And this is the point where ancient Hindu scriptures come into discussion. Ancient Hindu scriptures completely define all aspects of life on earth in all its forms, right from creation of life on earth, including formation of physical matter, to the timeline of life on earth, to how the system of life functions. What are the fundamentals of life what is the purpose of life, and so on. To the extent that with the theory of life suggested in this series of videos, one can answer almost all questions about all life on earth, including all physical and non-material subjects. No doubt this theory is complex, but after the study of more than 450 ancient Hindu scriptures over the last 50 years, I have tried to explain life on earth in a highly simplified manner. This theory also resonates with the entire Advaita and Dvaita Vedanta philosophy, yet describes it in very simple words without getting into complex jargon of Sanskrit words and complex philosophical concepts. Above all, this theory bases itself on modern scientific discoveries that are irrefutable. No one can deny these fundamental truths based upon modern scientific research. This series of videos is the essence of this research into ancient Hindu texts supported by modern scientific research and its application in modern real life. The scientific research quoted in these videos is far advanced to the currently held notions of vibrations and energies. One request to all viewers that please watch the videos in full and in sequence only. Otherwise, the concepts will not be grasped. Thank you.